Imagine that this world is just a prison of illusions, created by a being who plays at being God, but is not perfect. The Gnostics called him the Demiurge, the great deceiver. Today, we will delve into his mysteries and the secrets of a knowledge that promise to free us from his trap. Are you ready to question reality? But before we start, don't forget to give us a super like, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's begin. Gnosticism, born in the 1st century after Christ as a marginal religious movement, was transformed into one of the most enigmatic and profound philosophical currents of antiquity. Its development, centered in cities like Alexandria and Rome, absorbed influences from Platonism, Hebrew mysticism, Hermeticism, and the earliest currents of Christianity, merging these ideas into a unique and provocative vision of the universe and spirituality. The centerpiece of Gnosticism is the soul's journey through cosmic levels, an ancient idea that resonates in traditions as distant as Babylonian astral worship and the Egyptian Book of the Dead. These shared concepts speak to us of a journey of ascension, in which the soul overcomes obstacles and gates guarded by cosmic beings. The Gnostic worldview invites us into a mysterious and fascinating universe. Here, the Demiurge, the architect of matter, is not the fullness of divinity, but an imperfect creation, born from an unexpected act in the cosmos. Everything begins in the heart of the Pleroma, a Greek word meaning fullness or totality. This Pleroma represents the primordial unity from which all elements of existence arise. It is the domain of the supreme divinity, a realm of pure light and infinite knowledge. In this sacred realm dwell the Aeons, divine entities that embody various aspects of the supreme reality, visible manifestations of a transcendental source of existence. In the Pleroma's perfect realm, we find Sophia, divine wisdom herself. Driven by a desire to know the Pleroma's nature, Sophia commits an act the Gnostics call her fall. Separated from divine unity, she faces the abyss of chaos, a dark place void of the Pleroma's harmony. In her lonely and incomplete desire, Sophia bears a being who embodies that imbalance, the Demiurge. The term Demiurge comes from the Greek demiurgos, meaning craftsman or creator. This demigod, born of Sophia, lacks full divine wisdom. Blind to the light of the Pleroma, he is trapped in the shadow of his own ignorance. In his excessive pride, he declares himself the only God and creator, not understanding that a superior reality exists, vastly greater than him. His limited understanding hides the truth. He himself is but a shadow of the true divinity. In Gnostic philosophy, the Demiurge is a central and enigmatic figure. He is the creator of the material world, but is not seen as a benevolent deity. Instead, he is perceived as an ignorant or even evil being, whose influence keeps souls imprisoned in the material world, keeping them from true spiritual knowledge. For Gnostics, the material world is inherently imperfect, if not corrupt, and salvation consists in reaching the spiritual knowledge Gnosis that allows souls to break free from the Demiurge's influence and return to the divine realm. This lower-ranking divine entity surrounds himself with 6 sons, the Archons, planetary rulers in charge of overseeing different aspects of material existence. Each of them is linked to a planet and represents a facet of material creation, such as attraction, power, justice, or mortality. Together, they build a cosmos that emulates the spiritual order of the Pleroma, but is restricted to the material sphere, a prison designed to keep human souls captive. The Archons rule not just the physical, but also mind and spirit, sowing fear and ignorance to divert souls from their divine goal. Often seen as lightless beings, their vampiric nature feeds on human suffering, keeping the illusion of reality alive. But the Demiurge fails to create a perfect universe. His first attempt at man results in an incomplete, spiritless being. Seeing this failure, the Archons urge their father to grant man a fragment of light, a divine spark from the Pleroma via Sophia. Thus, man, unlike other cosmic beings, holds a piece of original wisdom and a hidden link to the divine. The Demiurge hoped this spark would make man an obedient servant. But the spark of light within our souls has other plans. It drives us to question material reality and seek what lies beyond. This impulse of rebellion, say the Gnostics, brings us closer to true wisdom, a gnosis that frees us from the limits of the material world. This story of the fall and the Demiurge's creation is not exclusive to Gnosticism. In the Poimandres of Hermes Trismegistus, an ancient Hermetic text that influenced early Gnostic thinkers, we find a similar vision. Hermes Trismegistus tells how a higher intelligence, Poimandres, reveals the mystery of creation, describing the cosmos as a mix of light and dark, of ignorance and knowledge. According to Poimandres, the material world was created not by a perfect God, but by a lesser entity trapped in the mirage of its own power. The influence of Hermes Trismegistus on the Gnostics is undeniable. The Hermetic text itself warns that those seeking true knowledge must overcome the illusions of the material world, echoing the Gnostic mission to break free from the Demiurge's creation. In Hermes' words, "The world is a shadow of the true light. Those who seek it must free themselves from the prison of matter." Valentinus, the influential 2nd century Egyptian Gnostic teacher, wove an enigmatic and subversive vision of creation. In his system, the Demiurge was not a fully evil being, but a tragic and limited figure, an architect of jealousy and pride, trapped in the illusion of his own importance. Valentinus described this creator as an involuntary guardian who, ignorant of his origin and the realm of supreme light, trapped souls in an incomplete material world. But not all was lost. Valentinus held that, through Gnosis' secret knowledge, each individual could recognize the divine spark hidden within and break free from this material prison. For his followers, Valentinus' message was revealing and redeeming. It offered an escape, a path to a higher reality they could join if they understood their true nature. However, for Irenaeus of Lyons, an early church theologian, these teachings represented a dangerous heresy. In his work against heresies, Irenaeus attacked Valentinus, condemning the idea of a lesser and fallible creator. But Valentinus' disciples persisted, driven by the promise of a world beyond the Demiurge, a place of purity and light they could return to if they managed to awaken their sleeping essence. For Gnostic Christians, Jesus was the envoy challenging the Demiurge, known as the Prince of this world. In the Gospels, notably John's, this dark power ruling the material is clear. To Gnostics, Jesus wasn't the Demiurge's creation, but a pure divine spark, a Pleroma emanation descending to reveal the reality hidden beneath the physical world. In the Apocryphon of John, a key Gnostic text found in 1945 inches Nag Hammadi, the Demiurge is a proud creator who, after shaping the universe, claims, "I am a jealous God, there is no other." Yet, this only proves his ignorance. He cannot see beyond himself. His mother, Sophia, watches with grief, knowing she birthed a limited being who has chained the world to the shadows. For these followers, Jesus' words, "My kingdom is not of this world," sounded like a call to awaken. They saw this as a rejection of the material world, shaped by the Demiurge and guarded by his Archons, the keepers of this earthly prison. Jesus revealed a path to a transcendent realm, a pure and eternal Pleroma, far from the corruption that permeates matter. Gnostics believed everyone held a spark of light, trapped in matter but freed through Gnosis, the secret knowledge. Jesus, as a Gnostic master, offered this to those who dared look past appearances, teaching that within every human lies a hidden path, leading to the Pleroma, a way without intermediaries that frees us from the Demiurge and his Archons. Jesus' mission, according to Gnostics, went beyond a simple redemption of sins. His goal was to awaken the Gnosis in every person, reminding us we are more than bodies trapped in matter. In his teachings, Jesus revealed secret doors of the soul, a spiritual code that, when deciphered, freed humanity from the shackles of the material world. The Gnostic Gospel of Thomas, also known as the Coptic Gospel of Thomas, is an apocryphal text with 114 sayings of Jesus. It was found in 1945, like the secret book of John, near Nag Hammadi, Egypt. This gospel contains phrases that resonated deeply among Gnostics. The kingdom is within you, and it is outside of you. When you know yourselves, then you will be known. But if you do not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and you are that poverty. Gnostics believed a spark of forgotten divinity lived in everyone, a link to the Pleroma that the Demiurge tried to silence, but waited to be found by those willing to see past the illusion. The Gnostic worldview invites seekers of truth to begin a journey toward the original light, a return to what was lost, an awakening of that which lies hidden within. According to the Gnostics, the Demiurge has placed a veil over our eyes, wrapping us in the illusion of the material. The key to breaking this spell is Gnosis, the secret knowledge that awakens the divine spark that each of us carries inside. A spark that reminds us of our origin in the Pleroma, the pure and eternal realm. Ancient Gnostic texts and masters like Hermes Trismegistus and Valentinus left us both a warning and a promise. True knowledge is not found in the visible, but in the depths of the soul, in memories of something far beyond the physical world. For the Gnostics, liberation consists in breaking the chains of matter, reconnecting with the lost light, and rediscovering that which the Demiurge made us forget.